Hello and welcome to GCS Today here on Channel 21, the program that brings you news and information from Gaston County Schools. I'm Todd Hagans. On today's episode, we talk with Laradon Pilot, the band director at Bessemer City High School, who received the Award of Excellence from the South Central District Band Masters Association. And we spend time with teacher Derek Clark, who shares about the Automotive Services program at North Gaston High School. Joining me on GCS today is Laradon Pilot. She is the band director at Bessemer City High School and the recipient of the Award of Excellence from the South Central District Band Masters Association. Thank you for being with us and congratulations on that award.
Thank you for having me.
What was it like to receive the Award of Excellence?
It's a really awesome opportunity and it was really humbling. It's an award that is something that is nominated by fellow directors in the district and then voted on via those nominations and the things that our colleagues say about us. So I was nominated with a few other directors that have more years of experience and have had wonderful programs and have been mentors to me. So to come back in and find out I was the recipient was a really humbling thing, because when I was standing out there and you know, we were waiting, I was looking around at the other people and I was like, oh my gosh, there's so much experience and talent here. Like, this is so cool to even be, you know, honored with a nomination. So it was really humbling and also really cool to know that what I do in Bessemer City and in Gaston County Schools matters in the state.
Now, the South Central District, that is basically the school districts in the greater Charlotte region.
Yeah, mostly Cabarrus, Union, Charlotte Met, Gaston, Cleveland, Lincoln counties, and a few from Catawba County.
Okay, and so it is a regional award, and this organization, the South Central District Band Masters Association, tell us a little bit about what that organization is and how that organization is really a professional development organization for band directors like you.
Right. So for the people that don't know that band directing is a very isolated job, there's one of us in every school. So here in the county, we are fortunate that we work in our groups together very well, middle school and high school, and then all of us combined. So the district is kind of an extension of that, but it's middle school and high school from everywhere in our area or our region. And then the state has a bigger umbrella for everyone that works in the state. So it's really cool that we could network outside of our own county, outside of our own schools, and be able to have resources and professional development opportunities. People come in and teach on their primary instruments or give us sight reading help or things that they are good at in their program, and it makes our program stronger.
Now, let's talk about your education story. This year we have been focusing on storytelling. So what is your education story, and who or what inspired your career in music education?
I think there's multiple steps to that. As a young child, my mom plays piano and sings, and so of course there was a love for music. I'm the youngest of 5, and we all are kind of musically inclined, at least in the voice area. And so it's really kind of started, I guess, with my mom and her having us sing around the piano and sing in choir at church. But then I had great music educators in elementary school. My teacher when I was in elementary school played the flute. And that's where I got my love for wanting to play the flute, was from him playing in our class every day. And then I had a great middle school band experience, and I had 2 great band directors in high school. And so my senior year, that was probably my biggest mentorship with a teacher. And I was fortunate enough to be in both bands because we had 2 different levels of bands. And that was somebody that really inspired me to go on and pursue music. So I chose Western Carolina University, and I wanted to be a teacher. I knew I wanted to be a teacher. So I figured, how could I not do band if it's what I enjoyed the most and also want to teach? So it was the perfect combination for me.
Okay, let's talk about the band program. And why is a band program important for students?
Band program is so important for students because of several factors. One would be the academic setting, where they get everything that they're learning in their other curriculars to us. We talk about history, we talk about science. Music is math, music is reading, but also the family and the teamwork concept that we bring together. Every person is a great musician as an individual, has to work as an individual, but we are only good, together. We have strong individual players, but we have to be a strong band together. So everyone has to hold each other accountable and has to step up their level of work in order to make the whole team successful.
I really think that it is about teamwork. You're teaching students about teamwork, about responsibility, and about doing their part because the band, there are a lot of different pieces and it all has to come together, whether it's marching band or concert band. Everything has to come together, so you have to do your part. Being a band director, I know that it can be a challenging job at times, but it probably is a very rewarding job. What do you enjoy most about being a band director?
Obviously, music is the important factor because it's something that you can do in any language, in any classroom, at any level, if you have the knowledge and the skills of reading the notes and the rhythms. So yes, making music every day, but to me, the most important thing is the relationship I build with the kids, the trust and understanding and respect that over the 4 years they're in high school, or the people that are fortunate enough to do middle and high together, and there's 7 years there together, you get to see the kids grow from where they are as a ninth grader to where they are as a graduating senior, going on to new things, and being an adult is so cool to me. I have students that still, former students, alumni that reach out to me and ask questions about life or ask questions about how to do something, and it's really humbling and so rewarding to know that they still trust me and respect me enough to want my input in their life and to want to know that they're making someone proud.
And a band director is a teacher that students can have over a number of years. And so you really get to know your students and are able to help them and be a role model and guide them because you do have them for more than just one semester out of their 4 years of high school.
Right. I'm fortunate enough that I have some of my kids multiple times, beyond every semester, so 8 semesters by the time they graduate from freshman to senior. But also we have AP Music Theory, we have a leadership and band class that helps at the middle school. We have different other classes that they can help in different capacities. So it's really cool to see a senior band member who's always contributed to their part, then take the freshman or beginning band class for the ninth graders and mentor another student into being a better player. And so there's lots of opportunities to watch them grow in different capacities as well.
I imagine, too, you are selecting music for students, and to see the practice and the hard work, and sometimes learning music can be frustrating for students, and then to see all of it come together and to see a marching band performance or a concert performance where the students really shine, that must be a special moment for a band director.
It really is, to be able to stand in a performance setting, like you said, either a Friday night or a Saturday competition for marching band or a regular evening concert with the concert band, to stand up there and be making that music and seeing those connections, to get the eyes and the reactions from them, but to also see the pride on their faces, to know that they're doing exactly what they were trained to do, what they worked to do, and that they achieved it is an amazing feeling. There's a lot of relief for everyone involved after a big performance or a concert or whatever because of all the work, but it's always so nice to see that side that's just, we did it. And that's a feeling you can't get anywhere else.
We take a lot of pride in our band programs. And let's think about a student who may be in elementary school, thinking about, well, I might take band in middle school, or that middle school student who might say, I think I want to be a part of the high school band. What advice would you have for that student? And what would you say to that student's parents thinking about being in the band program?
To the student, just do it. They're going to learn so many things in there about life skills, about music, and about how to be able to communicate, whether that's in a written form, a musical form, or being able to actually say it out loud to a teacher or another student. They're going to learn communication skills that they're not going to get anywhere else. And they're also going to have that emotional attachment and that love for something that they may not develop just sitting in a regular classroom doing, a certain number of problem sets during the day. For the parents, it's a worthwhile investment. If they only do it in middle school, they're not getting the full, well-rounded effect of being a high school musician and doing the marching band component and doing the concert band. And high school is a lot more competitive than middle school by nature and the opportunities afforded to them. But it's worthwhile to invest in the instrument. It's worthwhile to invest in the time, and the kids get so much out of it. They become just amazing musicians and have so much more well-rounded opportunities and thoughts because of the opportunities they get in that band classroom.
Laradon Pilot, the band director at Bessemer City High School and also the recipient of the Award of Excellence from the South Central District Bandmasters Association. Again, congratulations on that award, and we appreciate everything you do for our students at Bessemer City High School and the band program and making great music out there at Bessemer City.
Thank you.
And we certainly appreciate you being with us today here on GCS Today.
Thank you.
You are watching GCS Today here on Channel 21. We will be right back.
How do I take the 2020 census? In March 2020, every address in the country will receive an invitation to complete a simple questionnaire. And there are 3 ways to respond. Number 1, do it online. Number 2, call by phone. Number 3, send it by mail. For those who don't respond, a census taker from your community will follow up and assist you. Shape your future. Start here. Visit 2020census.gov.
Joining me on GCS Today is Derek Clark. He is the Automotive Services teacher at North Gaston High School. Thank you for being with us today.
Thanks for having us.
Let's begin with this question. What is Automotive Services?
At North Gaston, East Gaston, and Ashbrook High Schools, we have an automotive service program where we teach maintenance and light repair programs to our curriculum students. Now, that includes a program that is centered around automotive service excellence standards for repair of engines, maintenance of engines, transmissions, drivetrains, as well as brake systems, electrical systems, and suspension and steering systems. The students start off with a basic program that teaches them the fundamentals and safety aspects, as well as different careers in the automotive sector, whether it be anything from parts operations to service operations, technicians, and even we touch on some diesel and other heavy equipment repairs. But we try to instill soft skills as well as the maintenance and light repair program in our automotive services.
And I think people will be glad to know that back in the day it was referred to as auto mechanics.
Correct.
And so I think people will be glad to know that the program is still in our schools. We still offer the automotive services program for students because I do think it's important. So let's go into your classroom. What is your classroom like? I know it probably is not your typical classroom because it really is a workshop service. It resembles a workshop, a service area.
That is correct. I actually have a small classroom where my students do their bookwork, learn the fundamentals. We have monitors and things and computers where they do web-based training. But the fun happens when they get out to the shop. And essentially my shop is set up just like a repair facility. We have the latest and greatest industry-leading tools and equipment out there, whether it be Hunter lining machines or mounting to mount tires with and balance the tires as well. We have that equipment. The same equipment that you would find in your dealerships. Say you went out to the Ford dealership in Gastonia or the Nissan dealership, you're going to see this same type of equipment. And that's what the kids are learning on because that's where they're working. They're working in industry in our county, and we want to provide them with the same equipment. So when they walk out there, they see a safe, clean environment, just like you would find in a professional dealership.
Let's talk about your students because it really is a program that prepares students for the workforce or for students who want to go on and receive additional education, additional coursework in the area. So let's talk about your students. What do you want them to learn in the program? What do you want, when they graduate, what do you want them to have?
Well, where we start is a good foundation. Just when you're building anything, you need a good foundation. So in building a good employable student, like I said, we like soft skills, teaching them to be prompt and on time, to be dedicated to their work, putting technology and your cell phones and things away so they can dedicate their time to learning and doing their repairs. Okay. Once we build that, we work on honing their skills and getting them more advanced in the different systems such as electrical systems or suspension and steering systems and working on those industry standards. Our students actually come out of the field or come out of the class ready to go into the field with industry credentials in safety and repair. The Automotive Service Excellence, normally known as ASE, they have tests that our students take in maintenance and light repair. And so they go into the industry with essentially more training than some of the entry-level technicians. Our classes are also articulated with the North Carolina Community College system. So our kids could go to Gaston College or other surrounding counties like Central Piedmont in Mecklenburg County or CVCC in Hickory, and they can take college courses that work hand in hand with what we've already taught them, as well as possibly already having some college credit depending on the classes they choose in high school.
Now, it has to make you feel good to see how your program is benefiting your students. It's really preparing them for the future.
Absolutely.
And I think that you would see the same with the automotive programs at Ashbrook and the automotive program that we have at East Gaston, that those programs as well are preparing students for a career in this industry.
That is correct. We meet almost weekly with one another, and we try to have our programs on the same track to where, say, a student has to transfer schools, they can pick up the program at the other school and be teaching and learning the same curriculum. We also work together with the industry so that we can all work and send our students to jobs in Gaston County that help them get ahead.
Let's talk about your story, because I know you have an interesting story. You actually were a student in the North Gaston program.
I was.
And it's interesting how things come full circle, I guess you could say. Tell us how you have returned to North Gaston High School.
Well, I graduated North Gaston in 2003, had an awesome instructor there, and one thing that really stood out to me coming through school was how much he helped us. Me especially, he helped me with my career. He helped me learn life skills. And that has helped me tremendously in life. And I want to give that back to my students. I want to give them that start to where I'm not just teaching them about cars, I'm teaching them about life. And those are things that they can take into any industry that they go in. And so when I saw the opening to come back to North Gaston and give back to the community, it was so rewarding to be able to come in, see how the kids interact nowadays and help them prosper in life.
And you bring that industry perspective to the classroom because you worked in the field, you worked in the automotive field, and to have that, do you think that means something to the students?
I do think it does. We can relate to each other, not only because I'm from the same community as them, I know what they're going through in life, the struggles of a high school student, balancing work and school and trying to get your feet on the ground as well as get education. But I know what the industry expects, and so I can guide them in the right direction.
People watching, if you had to say to them, this is the one thing that I want you to know about the Automotive Services program at my school, what would that message be?
That would be that our kids in Gaston County schools are getting the best education they can, preparing them for the real world, preparing them for community college, preparing them for the job field, or just giving them life skills that they may need to maintain their own vehicle. But we are running an industry-leading program that goes by industry-leading standards. And so they are well prepared for today's job market. The
automotive area is extremely important because we're on the move and we're driving every day. And sometimes we don't really think about the automotive side until we have a flat tire or something happens or we need the oil changed. And then we're like, hey, I've got to have somebody to help me with this.
Exactly. But another thing we don't think about is the technology involved in vehicles. I mean, there are upwards of 30 or 40 computers on a car nowadays. So it's not just changing oil or turning nuts and bolts. These kids are learning electrical repairs. They're learning how to take a laptop and diagnose the car to why it's doing this or why that light's on the dash. So there's all the technology involved, and the program really steps up and has come aboard with industry to get all of that technology on board so that our students learn that. They're not just working on cars from the 60s, 70s, and 80s, rebuilding carburetors or changing oil pans and gaskets. They're doing that stuff as well as learning the technology on today's cars.
Cars are a lot more complicated now.
They are.
And it's good to see that technology piece is in the classroom because students have got to know that part of it.
Exactly. You can't go work on today's cars without knowing electrical, computers, and how technology works.
Okay, the automotive program is part of our bigger career and technical education program.
Correct.
In Gaston County. Why do you believe it's important for us to have career and technical education, or CTE, courses for students?
The CTE courses, they show students a variety, and not just that there's a 4-year college out there for you. It's that there are options. You don't have to go to a 4-year college. You don't have to just go to a 2-year college. You can come out of high school with accreditations, certifications that will land you a good paying job while you still get your education.
And I think that's important for students and parents too.
Absolutely.
To know that we have a lot going on with our career and technical education program, and we're very proud of all of the areas that are under career and technical education. And Derek Clark, the automotive services teacher at North Gaston High School, we are so proud of what you're doing for your students and the energy that you bring into your classroom to inspire students and to prepare them for the future. So thank you for everything that you're doing.
Well, thanks for all the support.
And we certainly appreciate you being with us here today on GCS Today.
Awesome.
Thank you for watching GCS Today here on Channel 21. Before we go, we would like to congratulate Highland School of Technology senior Uriel Musey, who earned the prestigious Moorhead Kane Scholarship to attend UNC Chapel Hill. We also want to congratulate and recognize South Point High School senior Elisa Whitcomb, who received a coveted appointment to attend the United States Air Force Academy in Colorado. For GCS Today, I'm Todd Hagans. We look forward to seeing you next time.